Hello everyone. In this video, we will solve this problem based on the concepts of vectors. So as per the problem, AB is a vector whose tail is at -4, 2 and whose head is at -1, 3. Determine the coordinates of point E on vector EF such that point F is 3, -2 and vector EF is equal to vector AB. So the first step here is to analyze the given vector AB. So we are given the tail and the head or the tip of the vector. So we can start by drawing this vector. So let's assume vector AB goes like this, and this is the head or the tip of the vector, and that's the tail. Now the vector AB, when it's written like this, it means the vector starts at point A. So A becomes the tail of the vector and B becomes the head or the tip of the vector. Now we are given the coordinates of points A and B. So first step is to find this vector AB from these given points by breaking up this vector AB into the position vectors. So vector AB can also be written as vector OB, where O is the origin. So OB represents the position vector of point B minus the position vector of point A. So the position vector of a point is basically the coordinates of the point. So AB vector can be written as vector OB, which is the head, so -1, 3, minus OA, which is the tail of the vector and whose point is -4, 2. Now we can subtract these two position vectors by subtracting their x components and subtracting their y components. So we do -1 minus -4, and then we do 3 minus 2. And now we can simplify. So we get vector AB is, so -1 minus -4 is equal to +3. And then 3 minus 2 is 1. So this is vector AB. Now we'll analyze the other vector EF. So we have to find the coordinates of point E. So let's assume point E is x, y. So we have to find the values of x and y. Now we are given that vector EF is equal to vector AB. So first let's find what vector EF is equal to. So we'll use the same steps as we did for AB. So we'll break down vector EF into its position vectors, so which is OF minus OE. Because when we write vector EF, so E is the tail of the vector and F is the head of the vector. So now we can use the given point F, so which is 3, -2 minus the position vector for OE will be just the point E, so x, y. And now we can subtract these two vectors. So we can subtract their x components and their y components. So we get 3 minus x, comma, and then we do -2 minus y. So this is vector EF. Now we are given that vector EF is equal to vector AB. So now we can substitute these two vectors with their component form. So we know that for EF we got 3 minus x comma negative 2 minus y equals, and for vector AB we got 3 1. Now two vectors are equal to each other if their x components and y components are equal to each other. So this will give us two equations from which we can find the value of x and y. So the first equation is 3 minus x equals 3. So this is the equation for the x components. And for the y components, we get negative 2 minus y equals 1. So we'll start with the x equation. So we have to isolate x. So we'll subtract 3 from both sides. So the 3's on the left side will cancel each other out. So we get negative x equals, so 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. Now we can isolate x by dividing both sides by negative 1. So the negatives on the left side cancel each other out, and we are left with x equals 0 over negative 1, which is equal to 0. So this is the final answer for the x value. Now we can calculate the y value. We should add 2 to both sides. So the 2's on the left side cancel each other out. 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. And now we can isolate y by dividing both sides by negative 1. So the negatives on the left side cancel each other out. So we get y equals 3 over negative 1, which is equal to negative 3. So this is the final answer for the y value. Now in the problem, we have to find the coordinates of point E. So we can summarize our answer as the point E is equal to 0, negative 3. So we should write our answer as an ordered pair. So this should be the final answer for this problem. So I hope you will find this video useful. Please share it, like it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.